welcome to OddBit. Thank you for joining me as we drift into the shadows of Georgia's rivers, into waters that hold secrets older than the towns along the banks. Tonight, we follow a story that has haunted the Altamaha River for centuries, a creature that locals call the Altamaha-ha, or simply Altie. It is said to be massive, a long, snake-like body lurking beneath the dark waters, its presence revealing in fleeting glimpses, strange ripples, and the whispers of those who have dared to witness it. I want you to imagine a river at night, fog curling across the waters, moonlight glinting on the surface, and the quiet that comes just before something unseen stirs. Listen closely, because this is not just a story of sightings. It is a journey into fear itself, a tale where the boundary between legend and reality grows thinner with every ripple of the river. Long before the European settlers arrived, the Muscogee Creek tribe spoke of massive, river-dwelling creatures. They whispered of beings with long, muscular bodies gliding through the water, surfacing only briefly to reveal humps or a neck arched like a shadow against the night sky. Then, in 1830, Captain Delano aboard the schooner Eagle reported seeing something so immense it seemed unreal. Off St. Simon's Island, he and his crew spotted a creature roughly 70 feet long and roughly 4 to 6 feet in diameter. The river's surface rippled unnaturally as the shadows of that enormous body slid beneath the waves, moving with purpose. The crew swore it lingered, as if it had watched them, then vanished, leaving only the echo of its passing. The settlers who heard the tale added their own layers of dread: humps, waves that moved without wind, and sudden disturbances in the water that became warnings. The Altamaha River was alive, and some unseen presence lurked just beneath its surface. Years later, fisherman James Moody drifted along the river near St. Simon's Island on a fog-choked morning. The water was eerily still, the silence broken only by the distant croak of frogs. Then the river stirred on its own. Dark humps rose, shifting and uneasy, breaking the surface in a rhythm that seemed deliberate enough to make Moody's heart hammer. Waves rocked his small boat violently, and for a terrifying moment, it felt as if the river itself had awakened. A body, massive and unseen, glided beneath him, aware, waiting, and watching. He rowed desperately, but the water seemed to conspire with the creature, holding him in place, as if the river had become a trap. When the shape finally disappeared, Moody was left gripping the oars, drenched in sweat, staring at the dark, empty water, knowing that something ancient had noticed him and had let him go. In 1981, newspaper publisher Larry Gwynn and his companion Stephen Wilson explored a quiet stretch of a river near Darien. Moonlight shimmered across the water, revealing nothing, until two humps broke the surface, rising and falling 5 feet apart, moving with an unnerving precision. This wasn't the erratic, chaotic movement of fish or debris. It was movement of intelligence, and it was deliberate. The air itself seemed to thicken, pressing against them. For moments, they were frozen, unable to look away, until the humps sank and vanished. But the river still seemed to shiver in their wake, leaving a chill that lingered long after the ripples faded. Tim Sanders stood on Champley River Bridge when the water began to move unnaturally. A long, snake-like head emerged, eyes unseen but felt, and a shadow undulated beneath, moving faster than anything he had ever encountered. The river seemed alive. Shadows stretched and twisted. The air was heavy with the sense of something ancient, something older than human memory. For a brief, terrifying moment, Sanders felt as if the creature was aware of his presence, studying him before it sank beneath the surface, leaving him shaken and gasping for breath on the bridge. The river returned to its calm, but the feeling of being watched lingered, and it was impossible to shake. Near Wolf Island in 1992, retired Coast Guard officer Richard Lawson witnessed a massive silhouette beneath the water. Humps broke the surface rhythmically, and a long neck arched toward him before disappearing. He recalled a gaze. It was intelligent, heavy, and inhuman. It was pressing up from the depths. It was a reminder that this creature had existed far longer than humanity, had seen things we could never imagine, and had noticed him. The river seemed to tremble beneath the weight of its passing, and Lawson would never forget the sense of ancient awareness lurking beneath the water. And even as recently as 2018, decomposing remains washed ashore along the Wolf Island National Wildlife Refuge. Locals whispered in hushed tones, speculating, fearing, and wondering. The mystery endured. Altie had not been captured, had not been explained, and the river continued to conceal what it had always concealed. Something massive, elusive, and perhaps eternal. These moments, separated by decades, share a common thread. Glimpses into a dark, hidden world beneath the river's surface. A world that is both real and terrifying. The Altamaha River itself seems almost designed to hide a creature like this. Its winding stretches of marsh, estuary, and dense vegetation create shadows and silence, concealing massive fish and alligators. Fog and moonlight play tricks on the eyes, turning ordinary ripples into monsters. Yet the reports exceed what is ordinary. Bodies 4 to 6 feet thick, 60 to 70 feet long, moving with grace that defies explanation. The river seems alive, breathing, hiding something older than memory itself. The legend is woven into local culture. Festivals, statues, stories, and even video games keep Altie alive. The river, the shadows, the whispers, all serve as reminders that some secrets refuse to be solved. Despite centuries of sightings, stories, and even occasional physical evidence, the Altamaha-ha remains unproven. Is it an enormous fish, a prehistoric survivor, or simply a legend? Perhaps all of these, or perhaps none. The river keeps its secrets well, and maybe that's the point. Some mysteries are meant to stay just out of reach, teasing us from the shadows and whispering that the world is far stranger than we dare to believe. Legends like the Altamaha-ha remind us that the world still holds secrets, hidden in the dark waters of rivers, in the shadows of forests, or in stories passed down through generations. There are mysteries we may never fully understand. Some say these creatures are real. Some say they're just tales, but the truth is out there. And sometimes, if you listen closely, you might hear the ripple of something moving beneath the surface, waiting and watching. As long as the stories like Altie exist, the unknown will always capture our imagination. Thank you for joining me on OddBit, where we uncover the strange, the mysterious, and the unexplained. Until next time, stay curious and stay cautious.